Hey everyone, this is Adolph. I'm a strength and conditioning coach at South Dakota State University, and today I'm going to show you some workouts you can do at home with very limited equipment. When we're talking about strength and conditioning with our athletes, there's typically three kind of areas we want to focus on, and I'm going to share those with you today. It'll be plyometrics, then we'll do speed, and then we'll show you some strength workouts you can do with whatever equipment you have available. So to start, we'll start with the plyometrics. What we're going to do, easy one you can do is a squat jump. What you're going to do is you're going to stand in a good athletic position, hands come up, down as fast as you can, jump high, and we're going to stick the landing every single time. So as you notice, as I jump up, land, I'm going to stick it in a good athletic position. Things we commonly want to look out for when we're doing our plyometrics is we really want to avoid our knees caving in like this. That's a good indicator that you could potentially be at risk for injury, and an easy way to prevent that is by driving our knees out. So once again, we're gonna jump up, stick the landing in a good athletic position, and there we go. As you progress, if you want to, typically we'll start with sticks, then we'll go and do quick ones. Always sticking the final jump. So that's a squat jump. We can also do long jumps where we jump out forward. Again, sticking the landing. Knees are always out. Another one we can do is alternating split squat jumps. So we're going to stand in a split stance, one foot out in front of the other. You're going to bend down into a lunge position. As you jump up in the air, we're going to actually alternate legs, again, driving our knee out. Again, we'll always start with the stick, and as we get really good at that, then we may go quick. And then the final one we'll do is a lateral bound. So what you'll do is you'll start on one leg. If you're going to go off your left leg, your outside leg, we're going to jump to our right. So we'll stand on our left leg, bound out to the right. Again, we want to cover as much distance as we can, and then maintain our balance. As we become proficient at that, then we'll go quick. So that's our plyo section of our training. So our next section of workouts will be our speed training. And typically what we'll do for these is we won't necessarily cover a ton of distance, maybe 10 to 25 yards, but we always want to run as fast as we can. For this video, I'll probably go kind of quick, but what we encourage people to do is you want to take a lot of rest in between reps so you can run as fast as you possibly can every single time. So the first thing we'll do is what's called a falling start. So when we're trying to sprint, we're trying to get into a proper angle where we're basically at a 45-degree angle so we can accelerate as fast as we can. And a falling start basically forces you into that position. So what you'll do is you're just going to stand, and then you're going to fall as long as you can until you can't hold it any longer. And then at that point, you're going to start sprinting. So it should look something like this. The second exercise we'll do is what's called a push-up start. And what that does is, again, it forces you into that angle that we want to properly accelerate. So when you come down, you're just like you're gonna do a push-up, you're gonna hold it right here. The goal on this exercise is to make sure we don't pop straight up in the air, because it's really hard to run fast if you're standing straight up and down. So we're gonna use the push-up position to accelerate ourselves forward at the proper angle we want. And it should look something like this. A third exercise we'll use is called the half kneeling start. And what you'll do is you'll do a split stance, and we'll just go down to one knee. So whatever knee is forward, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lean as far forward into that knee as possible. So your knee will probably be over your toes. Again, putting us in that angle that we want to be in to accelerate. We're gonna push forward as far as we can. We're gonna get our hands ready to run. And then when we're ready, we're gonna shoot out forward. We're not gonna go straight up and down. So it should look like this. Yep, and then our final exercise will be a lateral start. A lot of what we'll do is straightforward, but obviously as athletes, a lot of times we're gonna move side to side. So we wanna practice that a little bit as well. So what we'll do is we'll start in a lateral position and we're gonna run this way. So when I get ready, I'm gonna be good athletic stance. I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna be on the balls of my feet, I'm not gonna be flat-footed. And as I get ready, I'm gonna open my left foot and toe exactly where I want to go, and I'm going to push hard off of my back right foot. So it should look like this. And that's our speed training. Our final station is going to be a strength station. And what we typically try to do is do strength work 3 or 4 times a week, and we want to do total body workouts. With that, if you have some dumbbells or a barbell or body weight, you can use any one of those. I'm going to show you some examples of what you can do with a dumbbell and then explain to you how you can modify those, whether you just have body weight or if you have a barbell and can go a little more advanced. So the first exercise is going to be a dumbbell goblet squat. If you have one dumbbell, this is going to be a lower body strength exercise. You can grab it here, put it right under your chin. You're going to stand in shoulder width apart, feet shoulder width apart. You're going to squat down as low as you can. And typically what we want to do is we want to get our hips to where they're at least to our knees or below. If you do that, your elbows should slide right in between your knees. And then we're going to stand up. Down. Up. Similar to the squat jumps, if you remember, we don't want our knees caving in because it'll make it really hard to come in here. And it's a lot easier to prevent injuries if we come down and we push our knees out. The second exercise we're going to do is a shoulder press. So this is an upper body strength exercise. If you have 2 dumbbells, you're just going to hold them at shoulder length. Or press up over top of our head. We're going to hold it and lock it out. Back down. Up, back down. Then we're going to do an exercise that is for our glutes and our hamstrings. It's called an RDL. So I'm going to stand sideways so you can see it. You'll hold both dumbbells. We're going to keep our backs nice and flat. We're going to pull our shoulders back as hard as we can. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a slight bend in our knees. And we're going to push our butts back as far as we can so it lowers the weight. Once we feel a nice and tight stretch in our hamstrings, we come up. Some people may be able to go down and almost touch the floor. If you have really tight hamstrings, you might come down to your knees and then bring it back up. Another exercise we'll do is a upper body back exercise, and you can lean on something if you have it available, and you're going to bend over. Back's nice and flat again. Holding the dumbbell down. We're going to row it up as high as we can, pulling our elbows up. Back down, under control. Back down, under control. So those are a few exercises we can do to make sure we get a total body exercise. We'll also add in a core. A lot of you probably know what a front plank and side plank is, but you can get down. Again, we want a straight line from our shoulders all the way to our hips and down to our toes. We're going to be in a nice straight line, and you can hold that for as long as you can. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll want to do 2 to 4 sets of somewhere between 6 to 12 repetitions on each exercise. The cool thing with strength training is if you don't necessarily have all the equipment, you can do body weight and you can tempo it to make it more difficult. So similar to how we just did the squat, we can do a squat with our body weight, but we'll just go down a little slower. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll hold it at the bottom for 1, 2, 3, and that'll make it more difficult. We can do the same for a push-up or any other exercise. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So that's a little bit of what we'll do for strength and conditioning, some training we can do at home. Hopefully everyone's staying safe, and we look forward to getting back at training.